Listen to this track, bitch. Listen to this track, bitch.
Boy. Hey, yeah.
Yeah.
And like that,
We back.
we back. Beauty and the Beats.
We are back.
I go by the name of Drumma Boy, aka D-Boy Fresh.
You
Got
already
my
know.
house in the building.
Jessica Dime, a.k.a. Dime, please.
Hey.
The one and only.
Come on, man. Skirt.
Skirt.
What that traffic was like, man. You know, in and out.
It's always fucked up. Well, messed up. I'm trying to watch my cursing.
Yeah, it's always crazy, man. In and out, coming in, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Bumper to bumper.
Bumper to bumper.
Hot, heat, sweaty, the humidity, the heat index, man.
Yeah, but then it's some days it's like raining, and then the next day like it's like hot. I can't get no groove.
I keep saying we got that Miami weather.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's like the rain be in and out. You know what I'm saying? You know how it be raining on one side and then the other side be sunny. It be like, man, it's storming over
You know,
here.
I lived there 7 years, so I know it could be raining on one side of the street and the other side of the street clear as day.
Yeah.
You be like, well, I'm gonna go over here to that club over there.
Yeah.
On 163.
The rain don't stop nothing. They gonna be out anyway.
Out anyway. It's
rain
a way
ain't
of
stopping
life.
Already. Man,
Yes.
we got special guests in the building, man. I'm talking about my Memphis familia, you know what I mean?
Legendary.
I'm talking about the one of the radio legend. I'm talking about personality legends. I'm talking about Big Brother, man from another mother. I'm talking about I can think of so many memories with this guy. I'm talking about in the club, turning up the parties and just sitting back being a fly on the wall in a lot of instances too, just learning from.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? The legendary.
I think he's been a staple in my not childhood, but my youth.
Here we go.
Let's say youth. I ain't gonna say childhood, not that far.
They might
But my
already
youth.
recognize his voice.
No, man.
Yeah, this
Like,
is a big.
He can just laugh and you know who that is.
Man, y'all,
Yes.
I appreciate y'all having me, man. This is
Devin Steel.
Devin Steel.
Yeah.
Come on,
Now,
man.
M-Town legend.
now in the 404. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, come on,
Yeah.
man. Welcome.
I appreciate it. You were one of the first people that reached out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you and I have had this conversation. Like Memphis and Atlanta have always had this. You know, the big brother cousin, as JD says. You know what I'm saying? Little cousin from the South. You know, relationship, and it's always been, especially through the music, through the culture. You know, we just did something last year with the Deeper app. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We just did something.
Shout out to Deeper.
Yeah, shout out to Deeper, Austin, and all those guys.
Yep.
We just did something with the city at Royal Studios, and when I was in Memphis, and the connection between the Memphis and the culture and everything. But I've been coming to Atlanta my entire adult life from Freaknik '94 on. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
in mid to early '90s, a lot of people that we went to high school with, came to Atlanta when Atlanta boomed, and never came home. You know what I'm saying? Because culturally, it just had so much to offer, and started lives here. So people say there's so many transplants here from New York and other places. It's a huge selection. I mean, it's a huge cross section of people in Atlanta from Memphis. So it's
Yes.
Oh yeah.
it's not uncharted territory at all. It's just professionally, it's just interesting how things go around, and you end up here inevitably. You know what I mean? So.
Oh yeah. But in a next chapter, you know what I'm saying? You forever Memphis
Yeah.
legend in my
Always.
book.
Yes.
You know what I mean? In
Always.
everybody's book.
Like it
man,
just was a thing to hear his voice
yeah.
every day
Appreciate that.
on the
I appreciate
radio.
The only I'm trying to think of the DJ name, who was doing the bell ringer.
Stan
Bell.
Bell.
Stan. You must
Yeah.
stand.
So
I was
the
finna
only
say
other
him.
legendary
That's the only other
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
DJ I can think of like that
Is
is
Stan Bell. Yes.
Like
Yeah, so-
man with the high top fade,
Yes.
he coming
Yeah,
in with
so-
the clean button down.
Yes. Yes.
That's just that. But when I came, and when I I guess it was 2001 when I went to '97, Stan moved over to the old school station. It was kind of a natural progression for him, to put more on his career. And it's just, I think a lot of times, when it comes to radio and people we grow up with, we get so accustomed to people doing one thing forever. You know what I mean? Without a lot of change. And that's one thing about Memphis. There's not a lot of turnover. There's not a lot of people in different roles. A lot of people didn't know that not only did I start as a DJ as a teenager, then and finagle that in the radio, but into management then. Y'all know that, you know what I mean? But just to being able to do everything in the building has opened up doors for me to have opportunities to come to Atlanta to market number 8. You know, things change. Sometimes you got to be kicked out the nest.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. But the way you branded yourself, like Devin Steel is a brand.
Yeah.
It's not
appreciate
just
that.
a name; it's a brand.
I appreciate
You
that.
know what I mean?
And I work, and it's not by default. Like I worked hard on that. Like, you know, I think, you know, you look around in the club and you're like, man, this is cool, but at the same time, it's like, you know, am I really doing what I need to be doing? You know what I mean? Sometimes you feel like wallpaper and you have to reinvent yourself and do other things.
Yeah.
And you know, kind of really go what your forte is and create that brand. Like I started doing. You know, when I did the beat battles back in the day, the next big thing.
Yeah,
you were a
I was
part of that.
one. Yep, I
You
was
know,
one.
when I started that
at High Tone.
At High Tone,
And
right.
it's crazy. We got an event coming up. Me and Squeaky doing an event.
I saw.
On the 13th.
The Who's Hot? The Who's Hot event at High Tone.
Who's the hottest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Squeaky. Squeaky hit me
Yes.
about Squeaky hit me about Birthday Bash, and I it was like one of those weeks. It was just since I got here, I was working on Birthday Bash. It was the biggest they had. If you did, you know, 27,000. So I directed the show.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So that was you know, I jumped. That was part of my interview for Atlanta, and I've done. You know, birthday bashes at home and summer jams forever.
Yeah.
University, you know, produced all kinds of events, but it was like Super Bowl halftime. I'm sure y'all saw the videos with Baby and everybody. I mean, 27,000 in a baseball stadium was pretty incredible.
That's
It
one thing I
was.
remember, man. Is like you just being involved with like Papa John's, you involved with Pepsi, Sprite. It was like anytime you heard Devin Steel, it was either introducing records, playing hot records, or killing the club scene.
Yeah.
But then like all of the commercials or whatever, I don't know if it was just meant
Yeah.
to be like that, but it's like you had all the big shit.
Big shit.
I think some of it
Checks.
like by design, what you're talking about is branding, and you know what I mean, like doing endorsements and influencing. Like a lot of people do it now. Like it's a very popular thing. A lot of radio jocks make a lot of money doing that, doing the influencer. But I've always been big on, you know, not doing shit that's not me. Like I'm not going to endorse a check cashing spot. You know, no disrespect to that business, but it's just not me. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like there's certain things like.
So during radio, you had the opportunity to like say, you got 8 ads come in. You can choose which ones you want to voice.
No,
Or you have-
it's kind of bigger than that. I don't know if you remember, and I'm going to refresh y'all's memory. About 5-6 years ago, I did Avion. You know what I mean? Like I brought Avion to the market. The owner of Avion, you know, he and I had a great conversation. He wasn't even going to do Memphis, and this is, you know, I knew Jeezy was a partner in the company, but he and I had a conference call, and we talked for about 4 hours about the history of the company, and I really liked what he did and how his story was and how he bought into Avion. You know, he was in the he owned a business that was private air. Like he and Warren Buffett had the only private NetJet company that did G5s and private airlines, right? So he grew up next to an airport when he was in upstate New York, and he was like, he always wanted to be in the spirits business. He sold his off to Warren Buffett, took his money and put it in tequila. You know what I mean? So that's why it's called Avion, which means aviation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So to make a long story short, you know, I basically endorsed it. And like I traveled around the country spreading the word, because Memphis was up 400% in tequila sales, because a lot of people don't understand tequila. It's super hot right now with the Don Julios and the Sincoros and all these other brands, but a lot of people didn't understand it then. So it was like, so I was able to, you know, pick and choose the things I want to do, but it was like part of a bigger picture.
Yeah.
So it's not like 8 things coming up and I'm going to talk about what I want to. It was like I may have 2 or 3 that I endorsed for the whole fourth quarter.
I think people respect that too about you, like you diving into the brand and diving into the research and like being able to be that spokesperson or that brand ambassador, or like, you know what I mean? It's one thing to just read what we're getting paid to read or whatever, but you taking a certain liking into certain things and saying, hey,
And just
I'ma
really
become
understanding
this, I'ma
where it
breathe
came
this.
from.
Sure, and then it makes you cream of the crop. Like I've done Mercedes, I've done a lot of stuff with BET. It's the kind of things that, so when somebody hears you, they associate it with something being premium. You know what I mean? So, and that's what you want. So I think it was part of the evolution from an on-air personality. But there's also a lot of plays that I put people in the right situations and never beat my chest about it and never took credit for it. There's a lot of those situations. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? From record deals to endorsement deals to nightlife to all kinds of things that have generated a lot of revenue for a lot of people. But I've never, you know, let people know. I never thought it's not my personality. Go, you know, I'm responsible for that. I did this. I did that. You know what I'm saying? It's not my personality. I'm just a firm believer in karma, and things come back 100-fold when you do things the right way. You know what I'm saying? So
And people eventually realize, like, okay, this is the mastermind behind.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da. Let's
eventually
put a
figure it
check.
out.
Or you figure it out yourself.
And be like, wait a minute.
Let me get this.
yeah, but I think I also, I'm a unique, person. I mean, I'm in urban music. I've been, I've made money. I've made a career off of black people and black music. You know what I mean? It's a part of the culture. It's just something. I started as a DJ when I was a teenager. Like I've always been that person. You know what I'm saying? So I've always felt, a happy balance and figuring out ways to give back and do other things. You know what I mean? And try to pull people along or try to create opportunities for other people too.
Oh yeah.
It's just kind of been who I am my entire life. So
man, I look at you. I can't say we, but I look at you like the Kid Capri of Memphis. It's like come on, man. It's the coldest DJ. I'm talking about scratch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And really like talk about the party scene, your high school days. Like it's this 3-6 Mafia, Ball and G, Fly. Endo G, Prophet Posse,
Man.
Gangsta Black, Spanish Fly.
Yeah, I mean, I grew
SMK.
up. I grew up listening to the Ray the J's and Spanish Flies on Friday night for the Budweiser Club named No Name Hot Mix, and I grew up on Mantronics and grew up on Eric B and Rakim and grew up on what I mean. So when I was a teenager, when I had all kinds of friends, I had friends that made beats, and I met Reginald Boylan. I met Ball and MJG when I was a teenager at the original OTS, at the Little Red OTS. You know what I'm saying? And the Terry Turners of the world. You know what I mean? Freakmaster. You know what I mean? And just so I've always kind of been embedded in the culture and the history of the music, even when I was that young before I went away and went to college. You know what I mean? So I started DJing when I was a teenager, doing borrowing my mom's car, mismatched turntables, DJing parties at 380 Beale Street and C Crew parties and partying.
Yeah.
I DJ'd. Man, you name it. Little clubs on Bellevue.
Original spots. Original. These
crazy.
Places ain't even there no more.
Right.
Yeah. So even when it was very hard for Memphis to make these records, for us to play, we had a, I grew up on like I told you kind of my basis, but even in the early '90s in Memphis, we were, listening to DOC and a lot of West Coast, Eazy-E, because we related to that.
And they sampled a lot of
Absolutely. And a lot of the funk, a lot of the bass lines, you know what I'm saying? We could kind of feel what was going on. And then not to mention the way, dudes dress on the West Coast, we kind of, it was easy for us to kind of to latch on. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it was real different, but growing up, and I was in high school in 92, that was DOC, that was, the first DJ Quick album, Born and Raised in Compton. That was, you know what I mean? I was like some real gems, all the early NWA and Eazy-E stuff. That's very much a part of my, my high school years. So.
I'm a Warren G fan, man. It's great. I be seeing my dog cooking on the gram and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? I think about that Warren G, and obviously NWA, Eazy-E. You know what I mean? It's like Memphis. We love both coasts. Like we Biggie, Pop,
for sure,
definitely.
Rakim,
I was definitely a Pop.
Yeah, I had
fanatic.
A couple years ago at BET. I had a really dope conversation. We recorded it, but it was a real good interview with Too Short, and we were talking about the history of the Bay Area and Memphis. And we were talking about bass lines and how Memphis was such an important market for him. For his music, you know what I mean?
But it's the pimp connection.
Yeah,
It's that pimp city.
exactly
Like
what
it's
it is.
Memphis,
That's exactly
Detroit, Cleveland, Chicago, Port Arthur, Houston. You know what I mean? The Bay, DC, certain cities that just can relate.
Yeah, because you born and raised Memphis.
Born and raised,
Memphis.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, and I went to Snowden. You know what I mean? Like I grew up in Midtown area. My dad lived on Faxon and Bellevue over there, kind of in that area. So I had all kinds of friends. Went to Central. I was a 5-star athlete at Central and played college football. I went to Martin.
I did not know that.
Played football.
When you was telling me you was DB, I was like, what?
Yeah.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I got my foot in the door of in college radio. I got there. My mom didn't let me take my equipment my first semester, but second semester I got up there and I started doing a radio show with a friend of mine, and I was like, man, you know what? I think I can make a living off this.
So you knew your voice.
You
just
liked
had
it
a
better than-
resonance.
I'm actually a very introverted, quiet person, but I think radio and DJing kind of opened that door for me to like say, you know what, I can kind of, this is cool. I can get paid to do this. You know what I'm saying? Plus, all the girls love the DJ, right?
Yeah.
And then what made you pick that over being an athlete?
I mean, I think at a certain point in time, like like playing college football was cool, but I think after a couple of years, I was like, okay, I'm just, the scholarship is cool. It's tough on your body, and I knew I couldn't play at the next level. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Everybody's all world in high school, but I mean, it was a great experience. I wouldn't trade it for anything. It paid for my education.
Okay, so you had a scholarship.
Yeah, I had a scholarship.
Wow.
So it was.
So you was good. You was
You was
doing your
decent.
thing.
It was cool, good enough that, but you figure out once you get to, you get to college and you're an athlete. I mean, I'm sure you have these conversations in your household.
Yes, I have.
But what you have to do, you know what I'm saying, to get by, and it was cool. But I think at the same time, as I got a little older and progressed, I was like, man, you know what? I think, let me get this degree. Let me figure this out. And then when I graduated, that's when Hot 107 came on there down there. Yeah, spring 97.
I felt like that in high school.
Yeah.
And I had D1, D2 scholarships, but I ain't take it. I turned them down just because I didn't want to. I was just so mad that I ain't hit 6'2", 6'3".
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? And I'm in dunk contests.
Hey, but you're a hooper, though. I played in a celebrity game or two with you. You're a hooper, though.
Okay, Drew, let me find that Drew goofy.
We bring home the trophies. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? But,
Hold on, I got to get you against my husband. Hold
come on, man. Tell Sean, he won't be on my center. He be my center on my squad. Yeah. He be on this five. You know
he a shooter now.
That's what I do is hooping, man. But, it was like D1, D2 scholarships at that time coming out of high school. R.I.P. Big Bro, Insane Wayne, because I'm getting his rate. I'm getting $2,500 a beat on Tequila. I'm getting, 500 a beat. I remember God bringing me 5 racks just for a whole plethora of beats. Like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Life album.
Yeah.
Like we talking about inevitable entertainment before
that was a
CMG.
wild. I ain't need.
You know what I mean? So, it's like when you realize that you want to do something, be something, it's just like, okay, I can't do that. I can't put my time into, and I know I'm not gonna be able to compete at the number
at the
one
next level.
This music, I know I'm gonna be number one.
Exactly. Or I think you realize that there's an unlocked opportunity to go. You know what? I think I can. I think I can do a lot more. You take that energy that's in your DNA and put it into something else. If it's music, if that's what it is, you know what I mean. Like, and that's a pretty rewarding thing, man. I couldn't tell you what $5,000 look like, bro. Like, but those days, those
high
were
school.
Yeah, right. Those are like, the early, the I&E days. You know what I mean? Like the early Gotti days when I remember he brought me his first album, and I knew the street buzz, and he gave it to me, and I was just like, man, he'll tell you. I was just like, the production on this is terrible.
Yeah.
Like overall, like it wasn't the tracks; it was just the way it was mixed and mastered.
Right.
Yeah.
Was not, you know what I'm saying? And it was just it was just part of the process.
Yeah.
Part of the process for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But before that, we had the project players and the Squeakies of the world and the Zerks. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to and Gangsta Pat, one of my favorite Memphis artists of all time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's interesting to see how things come back around now. Looking like Tommy Wright III, like what a cult following that guy has. You know what I mean? He's the shit. Like people overseas, like skateboarding culture, like they love Tommy Wright.
Oh yeah. No, Tommy Wright still I'm talking about a legend. Yeah. Like I was with Tommy Wright in the Gangsta Boo.
He's still doing music and stuff.
He ain't doing music, but a little bit. But you know what I'm saying? He just him. He who he is, just off of what he did. Like when you do certain things that touch people in a certain way, it's like
just like Fly at the All White Affair. That was so crazy.
You know what? I saw that video.
Can I live?
You would have just thought he just came out today. You would have thought he a new rapper.
I can remember,
but the energy, you gotta love it.
Shout out to Fly, man. Me and Fly have always had this real interesting relationship. When I was at Hot and Nobody Needs Nobody was out. This is like right after, I guess, a year after Crowning Me, and the infatuation of Fly and his story was out there. You know what I mean? Like, and the records were getting played in the club.
The game on me.
We had we had a date with Fly and Black and this is when they really weren't getting along that well. You know what I mean? So we had to pay them both equal money to actually perform Nobody Needs Nobody at 616. You know what I'm saying? Like, and shout out to Courtney. Like, Gangsta Black's one of my favorite people in the world.
Oh man, love Black.
You know what I'm saying? And Fly to this day, man. I remember Fly coming to me probably 10, 12 years ago when in our gold category we were playing Nobody Needs Nobody on the radio. You know what I'm saying? And he came to me and was like, man, stop playing that shit, man. Play something new. And I'm like, Fly, you don't understand. Like, You're asking me to play something that's a classic that people love to this day. You know what I'm
To
saying?
this day.
That you asking me not to play it? Like, I understand, but these songs aren't interchangeable.
Exactly.
It's not the way. It's not the way it
It's
works.
a
Like,
staple.
Come on, man.
You know-
That was we was come on, nobody needs nobody. That
It's
gave
like an
you the
anthem.
confidence to be like, you know what? I can do this on my own. Devin Steel, you remember, man, even with my older brother, how many spots did you see me at solo? I like, hey man, sneaking trying to tell you to play a record. You know what I'm saying? Holla at Woo, holla at, you know what I'm saying? I'm always, hey, play my record. Drum, bro, I'm playing this record anyway. Like, dog, chill.
I
Like,
think that it's, and I'll be the first one to admit though. Like, I always, realize your musical, pedigree and your talent as a producer and all the records that you've done. You know what I mean? Like, and you've got an incredible catalog of records, but I don't really think it really hit me until I remember we were at the Plush Club one night on a Saturday, and you were like, we were talking about Plies, Shawty, you know what I'm saying? You were like, yo, it's my first real big commercial record. And I was like, damn, to think about it, like, I didn't really realize it hit me then. Like, you've done 75 other records before that are commercially viable. And here now you have this record, this mainstream record with all these people on it on this remix. You know what I mean? And I think it kind of hit everybody right then. Like, damn, I think you really, commercially made it with a commercial hit. And then there you had all the Jeezy and 2 Chainz. I mean, the conversations I've had with them over the years is, Jeezy would never do an album and 2 Chainz wouldn't do an album unless it was a Drumma Boy track. You know what I mean? I remember specifically them having those conversations.
oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just that's a great space to be in.
It is.
Yeah, it's a blessing, man. You know what I'm saying? And just wanting to like, change the game more on the Memphis scene. You know what I mean? Because it was like, at the time when I was coming up, it was Kinfolk Thugs, Bag It Up and Dump It. Hey ladies.
Yep.
And it was G, man. Shout out to G because, that's who introduced me to Dolph.
Okay.
So I had already had the history with Gotti, and you know what I'm saying, came up with Gotti, on the Raleigh side, Ridge Chris. But I still had my South Memphis. I'm from South Memphis. I'm from Black Haven. You know what I mean? So just that connection to G, he would always be like, man, I'm telling you, dog that next one, dog that next one, dog that, and G, Kinfolk Thugs was one of the hottest artists out of Memphis at the time. But for them to be like, man, we cool, but to pass the torch and be like, bro, like that's who you need to focus on. You know what I mean? Shout out to G, shout out to Time Bomb.
Yeah, man. They that's a timeless kind of Memphis club classic. Like, people be in town, you play that record, and people are like, yo, what the fuck is that? You know what I mean? Like, it's like playing Baby D in Atlanta. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
That when you see me shout it, pop your collar,
Right.
then you holler, that's what's up.
Yeah.
What up, mama? Like even
That
even
damn
a lot of people
song.
ain't know I produced that for God. You know what I'm
man.
saying?
And I didn't, it took me a second. I played that record so many times and on the radio and when we put it on, and I remember, shout out to Howard Q, when Denim and Diamonds was going on, we were making radio versions of Bang Your Broad. I got a radio version so bad of that record. Just so we could play it on.
Fuck your bitch
Yeah.
and I'll tell you
Yeah,
about
but we
it.
were reversing every other cuss word.
Nah,
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Slide out to Slice T, man.
Yeah.
Hey, that's one of my favorite records on that I&E album, on that Life album.
Bang Your Broad.
Just because of the mix.
Yeah.
Like you was
Slice
talking
T-
about the mixes and
Slice
whatnot,
T is
but
one of the
Slice,
he's one of the most talented producers ever. I mean, you know what I mean? Like the holy grail of Memphis producers.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? You and Slice and Jazzy's up there, obviously.
Carlos Brody.
Carlos, and then
Yeah.
Tay Keith is up there. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
absolutely.
Like, you got to put like 9 of y'all up there. You know, it's a big ass Mount Rushmore.
It is.
No, it's a good photo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, I would agree with you with 9 because you got to throw Juicy and Paul. Both of them
course,
make
of
beats.
course.
Both of them are incredible. For Paul to have one arm and be doing what he doing, man, that's my dog. You know what's happening. Juicy, we love you. Paul, Juicy, Jazzy, Drumma,
Yep.
Tay Keith, Carlos Brody, and Slice T.
Yep.
Just respectfully,
Yep.
that's 7. Insane Wayne, R.I.P.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you throw Black Elvis.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what
and
I
I didn't
mean?
even think.
You
Yeah, I
can't-
don't even
you
talk
can't
about
leave
Black
Black
Elvis.
Elvis out,
I mean,
you know what I
Beyonce
mean?
records. I mean, his.
Yeah, come on. You got to throw Black Elvis in there.
But there's so many talented, people, in the city that are 2-3 degrees separation. from-
Squeaky.
Squeaky. Oh my God. I mean, man, I can't forget
Yeah.
Squeaky.
You know what I'm saying?
I remember, we're just talking about, how, we got turned on to the sound and music. I mean, I remember when Squeaky and Lil Pat were like at Club Memphis. You know what I'm saying? Like the early mixtape days.
Oh yeah, Tom
You know what I'm
Ski
saying?
Mask.
Yeah, Tom Ski Mask, man. Homicide.
Yeah.
Wow.
What was the
Westwood.
craziest party you DJ'd where it was like cliques that was beefing or like, you know what I mean? And you got to decide who record you gonna play.
Man, you know what? I've been around some really weird. I mean, I've been in the club where some weird shit happened. And we all been in the club like where you just felt the energy was bad, like something was gonna jump off.
Either record I
I've been
play
in-
is going down.
I've been in some really bad Denim and Diamonds situations. And Denim and Diamonds was so big. The thing about Denim and Diamonds, like, and those stools in there were so heavy.
Oh yeah,
Like,
you
if
get
you got-
stumped.
you
That was
got-
that was to me one of the original Tear the
Well,
Club
we
up.
used to
When
fight.
3 6 Mafia was.
Oh, we.
Well, they
we
even play
grown
3
for
6.
that.
Yeah, I mean, I was at Denim and Diamonds a night, and Fly came to the back door, and Paul and Juicy were on stage. That was a very
shit.
weird. That was a very weird night. Just
So
a,
you of course was playing 3 6.
just a weird energy. Yeah, that was like Priority. That was like Who the Crunkus and shit like that.
Yeah.
But it was like they had it. 200. I don't think people realize when Paul and them would put something out, even on Selecto Hits, if it was Lil White or LaChat or whoever it was. I mean, they were selling physically 200,000 copies of an album a week. Hard copies of an album in the store, $8, $9, $13. Like, that's unheard of these days. But think about physically, people were, every time they would put something out.
And just in this region.
Yeah, just in this region.
But people don't understand Memphis is a tri-state region.
Right,
So
right.
it's like
Yeah.
we're the tri-state region of
Yeah.
the South.
Yeah.
So you get spins in Memphis, you get in Arkansas, Tennessee, Mississippi.
It's
I
always-
call it the ATM. You gotta come to the ATM,
Well,
man.
and-
Bring your
And it's
swipe.
still one of the most, important urban, radio and sales markets still to this day. People still look at downloads and Shazams in Memphis specifically because the way that the demo was made up in the marketplace. You know what I'm saying? It positioned right there between Arkansas and Mississippi and not far from Missouri. So, man, I've been in some really weird situations in clubs with a lot of hostile situations. And, like people don't realize, like, man, this dude not liking this dude and
So
that
do
kind
you
of thing.
play both records?
You just don't play none of that shit, man.
Just stay away from it. Just play everything.
Play
but
something else.
Both of y'all
Play
records.
everything around it. You know what I mean? And
But
it's just-
so the clicks don't be hitting you
Even
or coming to
feel
the
no type of
DJ
way.
booth like, hey man, you ain't playing my
Nah,
record.
I mean, I've been like, in that place a couple times, but I think that I've built enough of rapport with a lot of different people to kind of be like the voice of reason. You know what I mean? Like,
That's me.
I'm not even gonna get in the middle of it. I'm not even gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Because you know damn well if you play that record, like,
Yeah.
some shit's gonna pop off. You know what I mean? Like for real, like pop off. So and it's kind of just take the high road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's too many beautiful ladies in here to be starred. Nah, come on, let me. You go to the guys, go to the ladies' records. Whoever got a ladies' record, you getting spins tonight.
Man, don't play. But yeah, man, it's but yeah, Denim and Diamonds was like that venue. I mean, 3,000 people every Sunday night for 8 years. I would drive home from UT Martin 3 hours to DJ at Denim and Diamonds, and then I would take about 2 or 3 of my drunk partners back with me to Martin, ride back with me in my Maxima at 3 a.m. and I go straight to football practice
Crazy.
for like $400. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For like $400. So it's dumb shit you do when you're 20.
You geeked
know
off of
what I'm
making
saying?
money. You hype.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I
mean,
just made the money. We just turned the
3,000
party up.
people. And what people don't realize, that club, and we did everybody from, I mean, it was where you had to be. We did, promo dates with Nelly, Ashanti. Luke was always there. We did B.I.G. We did, you know what I mean? Like,
I remember when Luda came to University of Memphis.
Luda, we did Luda. I mean, saw Shaka last week at Birthday Bash, and that's one of the things that, I think is interesting full circle, me being in Atlanta and being a Hot 107.9 now is like, the relationships that I helped cultivate then. I supported Luda and Titty Boy before they were signed to Def Jam.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When the Boo record was out or What's Your Fantasy was out, and they were
Yeah.
just disturbing the peace. Like I broke those records. And they'll tell you that, you know what I mean? Like, weren't waiting on a marketing plan from a label. It was just before that, you know what I'm saying? So it's real relationships that you make and you keep. Same.
Absolutely. And the same people in Memphis, they need you now in Atlanta. Well, we need 107.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I mean? It don't stop. Hey, the business don't stop.
definitely
So
don't
you know what I
stop.
mean? When you're good at what you do, well, I'd rather say great at what you do. Any city that you go to, you can put up a ring.
Yeah.
It's like LeBron. No matter where we
I
go, what
wanted to
team we
ask you
play
too,
for.
do you feel like being, like you were program director, right? At K97.
Right.
And from Memphis.
Right.
So did you ever feel like pressure? Like how people come to you like, break my artist, break this person,
You know,
break that person.
That's a really good question. Like, I don't, you know, the pressure is a little bit different. Like I said, I think that there was a certain level of respect. And I think a lot of it happens because I'm a DJ also. And I was extremely active in the club where, you know, I'm very big on trying to learn, trying to teach and educate the process. Like now it's about analytics and, you know, streams and Shazams and downloads and everything. So even now in Atlanta is the program director here at Hot 107.9. I'm not on air. I don't have to be on air. Like I'm Coach Dev now. You know what I mean? Like, but they know that I'm a DJ, and it's a whole nother level of respect because of where I come from in my history from the moment I walked in the door March 15th. But I still, to answer your question, there's a whole nother level of respect with labels and with artists because I'm just not some dude sitting in an office. You know what I'm saying? I've seen it all different ways. You know what I mean? Like, and you got to have some real data to get me to play a record. You know what I'm saying?
That's okay.
So it's part of an educational process, which I've always been big on. And I'll be the first one to say that I'm wrong when I miss something. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are a handful of records I wish I could have gone back and played on the radio in Memphis. You know what I'm saying? That I should have just jumped out there on and done it.
Without data.
With I mean, you know, I think enough data. And I think I know New Memphis well enough where I'm out 4 days a week.
So you hear what they like.
And you hear it and you see what's going on, and you know. It's just
it's
like
a wave. Like
let's take let's take Pooh Shiesty for example. Like, you know, a year ago before I was even here, Pooh Shiesty could have had 3 records on the radio.
Yeah,
easy.
And I was in the club with them on a regular basis here and here and here, and they was just promote. I thought Pooh Shiesty was a promoter.
Right,
he was doing parties.
Right,
for real. He was doing some of the biggest like young nigga parties in Memphis.
But things move so much quicker. Like before that, it was bag. You know what I mean? Before that, it was like. Things move so quickly, and it used to be, you know, a lot of Atlanta artists or regional artists. You know what I'm saying? It was like remember when Gucci was like on fire. You know what I mean? Like everything was Gucci. If Gucci was on it, like it was crazy. Now it's like everything kind of faded back. Like my mixer call yesterday, I got 14 people on my mix staff at Hot here, which is incredible. You know, guys like Geronimo and DJ Cass and Alpo and Hershey, like all these big, you know what I mean, Atlanta DJs. You know what I'm saying? And the first thing they want to know is, man, what's popping in Memphis?
Yeah, because Memphis is the groundbreaking right now.
That's big, right?
Yeah, we like what everybody is mimicking.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. So, you know, to circle back around, you know, it's a different kind of pressure, but I think it's more of a respect. And you know what I mean? You get people that, I got pretty thick skin, but you got people that, you know, I've been in a movie theater, somebody drop a mixtape over my shoulder in the dark in a movie theater. You know
wow, that's crazy.
Somebody leaves some shit on the front seat of my car, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Just stuff like that. And you can't, you know, a lot of things, it's not, people don't mean anything by it.
No,
you know what I mean?
No,
they just feel like they're working. Because I mean, look, you know, people hand hustling mixtapes. That's the week. Look, I came from handing
shot.
It got to start somewhere.
Know when I'm gonna see you
Somebody got to
again.
believe in you and give you a chance.
I mean, I came from handing out flyers and hit Mall of Memphis and Lemoore on.
Me too.
You know what I'm saying?
Me too.
For parties. So I respect the hustle and the grind, and I never disrespect anybody. How hard that they work trying to get on. You know what I mean? So
I remember Pepper Mouth of the South booked me one time to pass out some flyers. I was 17, 18, first year at University of Memphis.
Yep. Larry
Shit, I passed them motherfuckers. How much you paying me? 500.
They used to pay me to do it.
I had them motherfuckers through the hole on the
I was in my PT Cruiser with them in my back truck.
Yeah, and that was it. You know, and that was a wave too. It was the whole street team wave.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I was doing it for Bad Boy.
Shout out to Pepper though.
He did my first photo shoot. Pepper said, "You need to be a model." Him and his brother. What's his brother name? You need to be a model. And did me a photo shoot. I said, "Thank you."
Poncho.
Oh yeah, his brother.
They had like
a
a little building where you could do photo shoots and stuff.
You got to get Pepper on the podcast, man.
Yeah. We got to do that.
Pepper's got a lot of people don't realize, you know, Pepper, like his history, you know, when Pepper was he and Scarface were basically running Def Jam South. Pepper was commuting. Pepper was driving to Atlanta 3 days a week, like for office hours. He would drive at like 4 a.m. to Atlanta, work a full day, and drive back to Memphis. Like that's you know,
dedication.
I'm not talking about the $149 Delta flight. I'm talking about
10 hours on the road.
No doubt. So that's like doing what you have to do. Like we were coming. Like when Destiny was out, man. Shout out to Nick Scarfo, man. Rest in peace, Nick Scarfo. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
That was one of Gotti closed me out at Scarfo Studio.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In South Memphis, right out there out the Parkway.
Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah, on Parkway, on South Parkway.
Yeah.
At the store, at the restaurant.
Yep.
At the hamburger spot right there.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, he'd be good for the podcast, man. But there's certain, Memphis is such a special place musically, man. There's so many. I mean, everybody's 3-4 degrees separation from old soul greatness.
Sam Cooper.
Yeah.
Sam Cooper and Parkway.
Okay, yeah.
Prophet Posse.
Oh, yeah. That building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the first building. God, it closed me out. You know what I mean? And just I first time I ever worked with Eric Gales.
Oh wow. Yeah,
I mean, so much history, man. Like
guitar greatness.
Man, Jesus Christ. So what's next, man? What you working on now?
Man,
how has Atlanta been treating you?
Atlanta, and like I said, it's kind of it's been a different part of my brain to be here. Like, it's very strange. Even when I go home to Memphis, like, and I go out, if I'm at Kroger or Walgreens, it's like, man, what's up, Devin? What's going on? You know what I mean? Like, it's very weird to be who you are in the market where you're from, because you're very recognizable. People know who you are. But I'm the same person. You pick me up and you drive me to Atlanta with 6 million people, and I am who I am. I do what I do, but I'm not a personality anymore.
Oh, when you walk the street.
I'm strictly in management. You know what I'm saying? So the first couple months I was here, you know what I mean? I was doing a lot of, trying to do a lot of relationship fixing, some things that have been kind of broken from, different situations with Hot 107 now. But the beautiful thing is there are not a lot of radio jobs out there, and this market's so special. It takes a really special person to manage a radio station like that with such great history and where it comes from. And it's always been a station that I kept up with, that I admired, and I've always kept great relationships with whoever the program director was, or the people that were in the market, or the people that were on air. So it was almost like, it was kind of surreal when I took the job, because it's like I walked to the doors and everybody was like it was an alien movie. Like, everybody was open arms. Like,
oh yeah,
like, you know what I mean? Like,
how Atlanta is,
right? But like I saw 2 Chainz at P's birthday party, and he's like, man, goddamn, when they said you left Memphis, man, just give me a hug, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it kind of describes like
shout out 2 Chainz,
kind of what it's been like. So it's been an open arm opportunity, but it's learning new systems, learning new people. Learning. I was at iHeart and Clear Channel in Memphis for 20 years, and did afternoons for a long time. And ran 7 radio stations from 7 different genres, and in that whole region, to have one radio station with one staff.
So
in a big market.
You would say you were comfortable in Memphis.
I'm gonna say comfortable, but not complacent. I've always, and over the last few years, probably since 2018, I really felt something inside of me. And I'm big on gut feeling. Felt like, and I would have this conversation with my wife, and then other people closer to me, like confidentially, I'd say, you know what, I don't feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah,
and that doesn't.
Or you felt like you've done all that you can do.
Yeah, and not saying not. And I never say that from arrogance, you know what I'm saying? It's not like that, because when I left, when they made their changes during COVID, like, I was high man on the totem pole from pay scale, you know what I'm saying? So the first thing you do is you take away that to save money when you're getting your ass kicked, you know what I'm saying? Like, financially, you know what I'm saying? So it's almost like, it's like the NBA. You're going to cut a new deal, and you're going to find new players, you're going to trade somebody, you're going to do what you got to do. So it was a business move. But at the same time, it's like, I just felt like, maybe I was just displaced, or maybe I hadn't been doing, maybe I missed my opportunity to go do something else. And I always said I wanted to do radio in the top 10 market, so, it was a very, like I said, it was a very different time.
Memphis was top 5, wasn't it?
What was that? No. Memphis is 51.
51.
Atlanta's 8. Atlanta just fell from 7
Memphis
to 8.
is 51.
Yeah, it's 51. So, but like I said, I told myself I wanted to do radio in a top 10 market before it was said and done. But there's so many. Like I said, I'll never be, I'll tell you this much, I'll never be, and I'll tell people this close, if you're watching this or you're listening, that, I'll never be in that situation again. I'll never have all my eggs in one basket. I got investments, I got other things I got money in. Like, and all it did was make me work harder and realize, when my back is against the wall, how hard I can hustle.
Yeah, me too.
You know what I'm saying?
And then the good thing about that is that certain things are missed. So when you see certain things leave, that's when you really feel it, and you're like, damn, okay.
Yeah.
Whoever has to fill these shoes.
Well, and I think it was a wake up call. Like, it's a radio and people that do that are DJs and programmers, especially in hip hop music in this country. It's a very small fraternity of us. You know what I'm saying? So when it happens, like, the station was doing fine, my ratings were fine. I just closed a $200,000 endorsement deal with a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, oh shit. Like what happened?
You
like,
could,
when that happened?
You could do voiceovers. I mean,
Yes,
like your voice alone is
Yes.
that's the dope thing about you, bro. Your voice alone is recognizable and special.
But I went and did, I started a podcast. I did podcasts like I did Kroger Delta region. It's run by a guy, one of the only African American managers of the entire region of Kroger. I don't know if y'all knew that of like half the U.S. Like I did a podcast for them. Did a podcast at University of Memphis, but I basically take it on instead of them coming to a studio, I would go to them and produce podcasts for them.
Right.
So I mean, I did that. I started DopeRadioFM.com, which was I think I told you about it.
Yeah.
Which is basically a standalone app, mainstream radio station, but it doesn't have towers, and there are people on it from across the country. Me and a business partner started that. So I went and bought all the equipment we use on the radio and was like, man, fuck it. I don't need a radio station towers. I'm going to do it on an app.
Right. And you know that you have a following. You know that
exactly.
you have a voice. People want to tune in whether you cover news, sports, politics.
And what's the name of that one again?
DopeRadioFM.com. And it's right here. It's right here on the front of your phone. And that's why we created it right here. I mean, you click on it right here, DopeRadioFM.com. And it's on the iHeartRadio app, which is kind of interesting. It's the company that let me go bought into the app that we created. You know what I'm saying? So, and you Bluetooth, and it's unedited too, because we don't have to play by the rules.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, Drumma, for example, if you wanted to put the podcast on the Dope Radio app, we could put it on there weekly. You know what I'm saying? We have probably
figure out. Let me know I'm on Buzzsprout.
Okay.
So I've been submitting and distributing through Buzzsprout.
Got you.
Or we're on Buzzsprout.
But we could talk about it. But I mean, like I said, so it's one of those things that I was like, man, just got creative. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do this. I continue to do interviews on Instagram. I know I did one with, I did ESTG and Penny and, people that had real, Trey Songz, people had real relationships with, just talking about everything but like regular interviews, like more lifestyle type interviews, especially during the pandemic. So, and I was interviewing, doing some outside projects and stuff. It sounds good, but when there's no check coming with it, you know what I mean? Like it wakes you up very quickly to figure it out though. So, but my biggest thing was I kept telling myself, no matter what happens, wherever I land and get a radio gig, you know what I mean? Like I'll never be in that situation again. Like my kids didn't miss a beat. I ain't miss a mortgage. I ain't miss a car note. I ain't miss shit. You know what I'm saying? That was my biggest, pat on my back was just work my ass off. My wife was like, I got us. Like, don't worry. Just do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Because the role's been reversed before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It can be.
So it's been an interesting journey, especially since July 21st of last year. So it's been a year. I've done all this in a year and been here since March 15th and hit the ground running. Like I said, the stations, got some work to do, some incredible personalities, some, working with guys like Jay Nix and
I know Jay Nix.
having an incredible group of people, a new morning show, Morning Hustle, that's on in 38 markets, and Incognito, he's on in 9 markets. I'm the program director of that station in Cleveland and Detroit and all these different places. So it's just, it's a blessing with everything that you learn in your skill set and when you take yourself out of a situation to go somewhere and almost like you have a new life because you're appreciated for who you are and what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
And it's new chapter, man. Salute to your new chapter.
I appreciate
Definitely
it. You know what I mean? Salute to a new beginning.
Red Cup toast.
Any relationships or introductions I can make here in Atlanta, we Atlanta's like second home.
Yeah.
So
the toughest part has been trying to get my family here. You know what I mean? Like it's like, do I keep my house in Memphis?
Oh, that's definitely a tough one.
Do I get here? And it's tough. I wrote
Airbnb.
I got one graduate from college, one going to college, 2 starting school next week. So it's been, like I said, just a lot of uncharted territory. I lived in it. I lived in Atlantic Station for a month in the 12.
Oh, you was in the middle of it.
You got Tom Brady. You got Tom Brady problems.
It was hot.
Them Tom Brady problems. Like,
Jesus.
Come on, man.
I lived in a hotel for a month. You know what I'm saying? I did different. It's just a different. Like I'm used to
different.
Welcome to Tampa.
But I think that we get so used to just walking in Memphis. It's just everything's so convenient.
It close. Every time I go to Memphis, I think about because I done lived in Miami. I've lived here, and I be like, "Whoo, this is just a breath of fresh air." Because all you doing is going around in this circle.
But
you gonna get anywhere 20
moving,
minutes.
Man. I can imagine moving with kids. Like,
that's gonna.
hate moving. I gotta
Ooh.
call the 2 movers in the truck. Or we gotta call the what's the other company? There's so many different moving companies.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Man, I'm
and
telling
then
you,
to another
And
city.
that ain't even talking about the relationships that the kids gotta
Yeah.
change and go different.
And I
they
do-
got to make new friends.
And
you know?
I did the ultimate dumb shit too. Like, I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna spend $5,000. I'm gonna pay moving company to pack it up and move it. Like, I drove a U-Haul 3 times.
Yeah,
Which, I mean,
I've
that shit
done
is the
too.
worst.
It ain't. Yeah,
It's the
you
worst.
think those moving companies charge a lot, but it's worth it.
Man,
It's
in a
worth
minute,
I
it.
paid it. I
is
paid it
worth
4,000-5,000. Listen, I ain't had to pull a finger.
look,
I
just don't break my stuff.
Set that back up. You
Man.
better set it back up the way you broke it down.
Man, I drove that U-Haul. Man, that 26-foot joint. Man, I drove it down my street. I hit the light pole when I turned the corner.
Oh,
And my-
I know you did.
And my wife was like, she called me and she's like, "You sure you can do this?"
This
I was
is
like,
enough.
"Let's go." You know what I'm saying? It was just, but it's been tough, man. That
so
along
this
with
recent move, you did a U-Haul.
I mean, several U-Hauls and then
Several.
Several U-Hauls.
Yeah,
the
because I've
recent
been in my
move.
house. I'm going from a bigger spot, a bigger home in Memphis to a townhome here, which is nice size, but trying to get rid of a bunch of things. And I've been in my house for 18 years. Like, I almost own my joint.
It's like
So
a
you
lot in
salvaging
there.
some things.
Like, yeah, I mean, you're getting rid of things.
auctioning some things.
Man, and, 1-800 junk, if you want to call that auction, like getting rid of that shit.
Look, 18 years worth of stuff. It's just stuff everywhere there.
And
like,
that's just-
y'all,
yeah, and
it's
that's
not-
just-
it's natural.
So who's the hoarder in the family?
Oh,
you
me,
and your
me,
wife.
me definitely. You got 18 years. Think about all the dumb shit you bought in 18 years.
Yeah, you
Like,
got all type of
You
stuff.
got
under the
collectibles. You got
cabinets,
baseball cards. You
everywhere.
got trophies.
I
You got
got-
awards.
man, plaques that I'm probably never gonna put up.
But you got to take all that. You can't get rid of
I
that
got
stuff.
5,000 pieces of vinyl I haven't moved yet, but I'm gonna put them in storage. I'm not gonna bring them.
Have you seen Mike Will's museum?
No.
Anybody? The William?
No.
Or whatever.
Nah, I
Shout out
hadn't
to
seen
Mike
it. I
Will.
hadn't seen
Go to Mike Will. Y'all follow Mike Will if you don't already.
I know Mike. I need to see it.
Hey, Mike Will just started a warehouse.
Wow.
He bought a big ass, it's probably a 20, 30, 40,000 square foot warehouse. But he's got guitars and beat machines
Wow.
and
Stuff he
old school
had.
That's dope.
cars.
No,
and
that's great.
He's got all this type of collectible shit. They just did a drone video. I mean, check his page.
I
It's
need to
like
see it.
The last 5 or
Shout out
5th
Mike
or
Will.
6th posts.
Mike Will is my guy. I gotta see that though. But it's the same thing. Like, you end up with.
You need a museum.
I got four plastic containers of number throwback jerseys. We were
You
buying.
can't get rid of unless you want to sell them at the
Nah.
House of Fresh. We can do some consignment.
I'm buying. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was when you were buying. A pair of Air Force Ones every week and a Pistol Pete throwback jersey from Sammy's, a Mitchell and Ness. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
It was this-
Sammy's was my
it
store.
was this whole phase you went through. And
You got some shit though. You got some.
I got
classics.
some shit, but I do, and it's just like sneakers and it's
You
it's,
got some
it's,
Penny
it's stupid.
Hardaway jerseys and
I got
the
some
shoes that match
special
it.
things. I got some
He
special
said, I got
things.
some special things.
But so like I'm just gonna stick it. I'm gonna stick them different places because I can't bring it all with me. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
but you're right. You have to purge. You got to purge.
Yeah, you got to get rid of
You gotta
stuff.
purge.
Yeah, come on, man. You gotta get rid
I'm
of some.
always throwing away something.
Yeah.
I'm asking my husband, do you want this or not? Because I'm finna get rid of it now.
Yeah, and you know what?
Don't
I
touch
think
my stuff.
that's a good point. I think
Don't do my
Atlanta, there are plenty of consignment places. There need to be. I don't like Bad Timing in Memphis does consignment on like sneakers and Supreme stuff and stuff like that. I got shit like Outkast, Aquemini tour jackets, like shit I'd never give
You
away.
could do a
Yeah,
Devin
that's
Steel
museum
pop
stuff
up
there.
Yeah.
at the House of Fresh too. And we can do a
It's
pop
like-
up, and you probably 20, 30 bands richer.
It's like, man, I'm not
All
gonna
that
get.
stuff will be gone.
I'm not gonna get rid of leather Averex jackets. Like those are
Oh yeah,
special.
certain stuff you gotta sit on.
Butter soft.
But you
Your
can't
wife
put it.
probably
You can't,
like,
you can't
what
put
in
in
the-
storage, but you still gotta okay, I gotta find a home for this.
For this.
Yeah, so that's been a little bit a different part of my brain and kind of a challenge too. I'm not gonna lie.
Get you a container, man. Put it in the backyard. Buy you a container
Out of house or
or
something.
something.
Put it in the backyard.
Ah,
That's rich folks' problems.
container.
What are rich
Yeah.
folks' problems?
Nah, man.
The NBA white problems.
yeah, no.
So, are you in tune with the local scene in Atlanta?
I've been
tapping into that.
I've been moving around and tapping into it. Obviously, Atlanta's the beautiful thing about Atlanta is, man, it's so much money. Like, and I don't know.
and there's so many artists.
It is so many artists. It is. So, but the beautiful thing about technology these days is like I say, I have so many calls with key people when we talk about music and what's popping and what's going on, and I'll go out and Shazam when I'm in the club and go, damn, what's this shit? Like, let me look at it and so we see what's happening.
Look at the data.
And pick the top 2 or top 3 and figure out how to expose them. But there is one here or there. You know, we did an event, the Who's Hot event that we did before Birthday Bash. And, you know, the thing I can say, Drum, like, it's really interesting to see the level of talent in Atlanta versus the level of talent in Memphis. We have some talented people in Memphis, but it's almost like Atlanta, the resources are so good. Like, there was no whack production.
Oh, yeah.
Like, all the production, and everybody was extremely respectful, you know what I mean, and appreciative for getting the mic time. The same event I know Megan did 2 years ago when she won it. You know what I mean? It was like 1,000 people at Believe Music Hall at this, and people just signed up for this event.
Yeah.
And they paid to get in it, but it was the cream of the crop. Like, it was a dope-ass event. So to answer your question, it's like, you know, I've been trying to, you know, keep my eye on key people, and, you know, shout out to my guy, like, you know, guys like T. Lewis and, you know, different people.
Shout out to T. Lewis.
And, you know, Holiday's on my staff. Me and Holiday have always built a real good relationship. And Drumma's my voice guy. We talk every, you know, he's got incredible things going on. So I'm just in a real good space. And as I get more comfortable here and get in a routine, I will, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to frequent a lot more. You know what I mean? I may pop up in a never know where I'm going to pop up. You know what I'm saying?
Come to one of my hosts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They be
We
lit.
just did La Palooza in Miami. Shout out to Holiday. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah, no
Drumma.
doubt.
It's been a pleasure working with him and delivering singles for him on the albums and whatnot.
And, you know, both of those guys are super hardworking guys. I look up, you know, as a colleague and a coworker, you know, I look up to them as a music fan. You know, also what Drumma's been working on, and Holiday too. You know, he just did the Nicki joint.
Yep.
You know, and he's working on some big things. We're working on some big things this year, along with the radio station. So and I hate to say blessing as a cliche, because I think people use it too much, but you know, being in the spot that I am is truly a blessing, and I hope that it's, you know, a lot of people are able to prosper, you know, with me being in that spot. And that's one of the things too. It's, you know, being an outsider, you know, it's like Clay from Grand Hustle called me the other day and was like, man, Tip wants to get with you. And, you know, Tip and I had a long relationship. And, you know, it's, you know, word travels. It's, oh, man, they got a new PD. Yeah. You know, it's like very easy when you don't know somebody. But, you know, like part of me being here is I want to build. I want the radio station to be what it was. I want the market to be what it is. You know what I'm saying? I want to be a person that's a cat. I don't want to be the plug. I want to be a conduit. You know what I'm saying? I want to help connect those dots with a lot of people and you know what I'm saying?
Atlanta's growth for you, man. All I see is big growth, bigger relationships, more relationships that you add on to your Rolodex from Memphis.
Yeah.
The next chapter. We looking forward to you doing amazing things, man.
I'm definitely looking forward
All
to
I
it.
see is greatness. You know what I mean?
Hopefully I can get on the radio soon.
I mean, we always looking, you know what I'm
It's
saying? Like,
easy, man.
It ain't easy now. You got to have that record.
It's strategically easy.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, you just, you know, it's, I tell people these days that the tools are there to make it happen, to put yourself in the right, you just got to have the right record and listen to the right people.
Yeah.
It's really what you got to have, you know, and like put 3-4 records together, and I mean, let's have 20 people come to the studio. Like, I'm still a firm believer in that.
Yeah, me too.
But
I
you gotta
love doing this
but it's
stuff
got to
like
be a
that.
bullshit free environment. You can't have 50 people there and Hennessy and bottles and wings and feed them and drink them and go, because they're gonna tell you all your shit's hot.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
I want the truth.
You need you don't need the cousin opinion. You need the real opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, facts.
Or some people that just to be extremely 100% transparent with you and let you know, you know what's up,
what to go with or what to
exactly. I went to the studio 3 weeks ago with Me Tech and 2 Chainz engineer and Chainz. He called me and was like, "Man, come to the studio at midnight. I listened to about 40 records." I was like, "What do you think?" You know, because you know Memphis has always been one of those markets where he wants, you know, and I say Memphis, he wanted my ear to see what I thought. You know what I mean? So it's really interesting, you know, the people that, you know, want your true opinion, you know, to be transparent about what's going on. So man, hook it up, do it. That's easy.
Definitely.
Like, that's nothing.
I think it's the
definitely
time
gonna
of the OGs in a sense of the ear. You know what I mean? It's not many OGs out here that you can really pick a brain or really pick.
You
know
one
what I mean?
too. He's one that got
no
that
doubt.
ear.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
See,
we
that's triple.
recorded.
That's triple.
Yeah, it's
He
triple because
OG.
you just like.
He triple.
Well, you
OG.
get-
I'm OG, but
you-
that's triple. OG.
You getting checks from radio records still. So.
Yeah,
but
but
regardless where we getting it
still
from,
your ear though, like y'all ears are gold.
But I think like Drum, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm
No,
sorry.
go
Like
ahead.
I think you know what I'm saying. Like I really think you're more of. I was thinking about it on the way over here. Like as far as you being an asset, I think that you have a lot of game and a lot of knowledge that you need to put out there for a lot of producers to understand. You know what I'm saying? Like pitfalls, things you've done right, things you've done wrong, to put yourself in that situation, even from a business standpoint. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of them don't understand, you know, the game. Now we're in the world of NFTs and you know what I'm saying, all these other deals.
We're working on 3. I'm on my 3rd one.
Yeah. So I mean, it's like I think you're a huge, I think your value as an individual and professionalism is, you know, taking some of these younger cats under your wing. You know what I mean? Because I mean, it only takes one. You make one record these days, you're out of here.
You're out of here.
Shout out to Questionizer, newest producer. We just signed the Drum Squad, 17 years old.
Oh yeah, yep.
And we just did 2 records with Jeezy the other night.
Damn.
I mean,
Oh, yeah,
crazy.
that's
And the
good.
people who he talking about putting on it is already like,
Out of here. Yeah.
you know what I mean? So
I know he's so happy.
the fact that you said that. Yeah, and y'all took pictures.
Yeah, I definitely took pictures with him. He put
Yeah.
me on his page. I said,
Oh yeah.
there you go.
I'm talking about so hard.
Yeah,
You know what I
he's
mean?
dope.
I mean, crazy.
But it's crazy because me and you will be in there working and do songs in the studio, and we done did a few songs, but you don't never just be. You'll be like they hard, but you don't never just be like.
This the one.
You only said that one time.
Yeah, we just did a song.
One
together.
time. You don't just really be too. You know.
Nah. But I've been on you like same
Yeah,
way
you
I be on
have.
Boo or be on anybody like yo
Yeah.
we gotta the more repetition
Mm-hmm.
the better you gonna get. And you know we were speaking outside just talking about you know confidence, the difference between confidence and arrogance and whatnot,
Mm-hmm.
and just like you know sometimes just a pinch of arrogance with that confidence
Yeah.
is like okay that's the glow. That's
Yeah.
when you know I got it. You realize that all I need is me.
Yeah.
That's that goes back to the player fly. All I need is I don't need nobody. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The feature became the feature.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it took that hook and it
It's
took the
crazy.
verse. Oh, nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody need nobody. Like, you know what I mean?
Let me ask you, like, how do you like these days? And we worked like we did the money bag thing in last
Yeah,
year, the
we
virtual
did.
show, which was a little bit before its time, which was dope as hell. Like
Very
the
before its
production
time.
on that thing was incredible. We did a virtual show right when COVID started, you know, with Moneybag and the production. I think they spent $40,000 on
Yeah,
production.
it was big.
Like it was like 15 cameras. Like it was nuts.
All
Crazy.
angles, lights.
We just got out the phone with Head.
Yes.
Yeah, it was. But you know, how do is a woman in this business, as a female artist, like how do you separate yourself from everybody else that's out there? Like what do you think the key is to doing that? You know what I mean? Because it seems like every day it's just like, damn, who is this? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not making a generalization. I'm just saying like it's
No,
very
I
hard.
understand.
But I think it's very important, like as an artist, to figure out how you're gonna make yourself different from everybody else that's out there. And I think it's a beautiful thing. I can remember 6-7 years ago, like it was Nicki and it was nobody else. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And now you have everybody.
Everybody. It's kind of like with me, I feel like with music, it's in my blood because my uncle is Memphis Slim, who wrote Every Day I Had
Okay,
Blues.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
my uncle. His last name Chapman, my last name Chapman. But that's my dad's brother. So blood, it's always been in my blood, and I always write. So when I started rapping, I started writing my own stuff, and I started performing in it. I was in Miami then.
Okay.
So I was kind of, when I started, it wasn't a lot of girls doing it. It really
Right,
wasn't
right.
nothing but Nicki.
Sure.
So I always wanted to separate myself by being like talking like I talk, being Memphis, had my pink hair.
Right.
I felt like that always separated me. Then I started seeing more pink hair.
Right.
I got clowned for pink hair. Then everybody started wearing pink hair. So it was like, I always have tried to separate myself, but I've always been such a, how can I say this in the humblest way? I always get watched and copied, but I never get credited for it.
Okay.
So it's been a lot of girls I know have watched me and come up, and I've helped, they've seen me and they've been like, I can do it if she did
Right,
it.
right.
So being in that sense of the word, it's just always been trying to keep myself going and keep myself relevant, keep my content going and stuff like that. But being that I started when it wasn't really a lot of girls being accepted rapping,
Okay.
I kind of think I was in the shuffle, kind of like not lost in the shuffle because I still did reality TV. But when I got on Love and Hip Hop, it take your music to another level. It's
Right,
like
sure.
you go on there thinking it's about music, but it be about drama,
Right,
So
right.
that kind of take the music out of my life. So everybody know me as Jessica Dime.
Right.
But the music got lost in
Gotcha.
there as the artist. So I just feel like keeping myself, keeping it to let women know that you can do everything. You can be a wife, you can be a mother, you can be on TV, and you can do music is the thing that separated me. Because I've always looked at it like, what she ain't gonna do? Like, she do skincare, she doing this. Because I can't put, like you said, I can't put all my eggs in one basket.
Right.
So it's always been Jessica Dime Piece, the country girl from Memphis. And that's how they always remember me. Like, I always just keep it real with everybody. I try to collab with people. But, you know, people always compare me to other girls still to this day. New girls that come out get compared to me. If you go look at my comments, they get compared to me. But I look at it like this, Devin. I'm from Memphis.
Right.
I'm not from New York. You can go platinum just in New York.
True.
You know, so if you a female and you hot in New York, you gonna be hot pretty much everywhere. Miami, everywhere. LA, everywhere. Yeah. I came from Memphis.
See, the only difference to me, just outside looking in, is the producer.
Definitely.
Because
I haven't
you
had
look
big
at, you know,
production.
Cardi
like
come
that.
from what you come from.
Yeah, of course.
Period.
She know me.
You in Miami. You ain't in Memphis. Mm-hmm. So, you know what I mean? It ain't that, because you in Miami. You from Memphis,
then,
but you in Miami. She in New York. She found a producer. She found writers.
She found the sound.
It's
Found the
cool
sound,
to not write everything you do.
Yes, I had
You
to
don't-
learn
you
that
don't
too.
have to write
I had
all
to
your
learn
own
that.
shit. Don't nobody take it away from Drake. Drake, the #1 rapper.
I helped write 305 in my city.
So
With
you see what
detail.
I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? So
So you need that producer, and then bam, if you look at, let's say Young Blue, for instance. I did his first song, Go Ahead. Mm-hmm. Blue Vandross.
yeah,
8 years ago. In 8 years, how many projects he got out? 12, 13? Mm-hmm. That's content.
I haven't had the consistency.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the more projects that you drop, you look at Gotti. Just in Cocaine Music alone is 8 volumes or 9 volumes. That ain't even talking about the I&E days.
Yeah, and it's about, like you said, I think that to your point, you know, it's about finding that system that works for you. You know what I'm saying? Like Gotti has a system. Everybody that Gotti has brought up has been in that same system.
You spoke on Baby, think
You know
system.
what I'm saying? Yeah.
But then when I first started, within 6 months of me rapping, Flow Rida and them reached out to me and I signed with them. And when I signed with them, I was thinking I was making a good decision because Flow is more so on the pop side,
Right.
and I wanted to kind of do both because I can do all types of stuff with my voice. So I wanted to kind of, and he just a legend. He sit there and write stuff and do stuff, and it'd be like, what the hell is he talking about? So I just soaked up so much game, but I feel like you said, it's the producer and the sound and stuff that might not have been really my niche.
Yeah,
being in that
and see,
team.
like Flow Rider family, like
Yeah,
it,
of course.
But it could be an opportunity, and I can sign something, but I might not know what to do for it.
Exactly. Then
See
they
what I'm
had
saying?
just got Gorilla
So,
Zoe.
If you look at Atlantic,
So-
if you look at Ghazi, if you look at a lot of the labels, they kind of sit back and see and follow your lead to see where you're gonna go. So a lot of people, when they sign deals, we get under the deal and think, okay, the label gonna make this happen and do
Exactly.
this and do that, da da da. But in reality, you got to keep moving in the direction that you want to move,
Right.
and then the label jumps in to support certain things as they get hot. So let's say you drop 3 records within 3 months, one of these records starts to take off. That's the record that the label is gonna say, okay.
Get behind.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it took you to get in the studios
And keep
And-
going
and make your
regardless.
records.
Yep. And I really pretty much have like funded everything from the beginning myself. With Flo and them, I signed. It was kind of a short period of time because I felt like they was putting Gorilla Zoe in front of me, and I kind of I've learned in this game you cannot be emotional. Like you cannot
Like
do
Gorilla's
that.
all just really writing.
And Gorilla's out writing, and he's coming up with stuff, and he's he even helping me. You know what I'm saying, with thoughts and
Like,
ideas.
I can't
and-
remember one project that came out
since he been signed with them, right?
right.
No.
But it's been more writing.
Writing, yeah,
But,
and being
you
on
know,
the road.
as a girl, I can
I'm
see
thinking,
how
I'm
you
like, y'all
looking
gonna
at
put
certain
Gorilla
things,
Zoe
like-
before me. He already been on. Like, come on, they waiting on me.
Yeah.
But really, in hindsight, I look at it like, okay, you should have sat there and wait your turn. You know what I'm saying?
Or
But you
work
learn
with
from
them.
or
like,
keep going.
Like I learned. Look, I remember when Gorilla Zoe came in the studio. Block was about to sign Gorilla. We went to Rallies to get some hamburgers, and he was just like, "Man, you think I should sign her?" blah, da, da, da.
That's
Jock was the guy at the time. And I saw Jock sit back while he was carrying bags and helping people, and this, like, everybody was like either an intern or a helper or a
But
goon.
I'm coming from
like
being-
Walker was a goon.
Yeah, yeah,
Gucci was the guy.
yeah,
You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
Even when Jeezy was coming up, bro, it was like, you know what I mean, couple artists before him, and
Yep.
Jeezy, Trick Daddy, and you know what
I
I mean,
remember they
other
had what's the
different
other
artists.
one? Blue somebody was meeting
Blue
them
Da Vinci.
artists.
Blue Da Vinci. Yeah, he was signed
They was
to
pushing
BMF.
him. Yep.
Yeah, but you know, Jeezy was on his own.
Oh,
Jeezy was
yeah.
never a BMF artist. That's what people confuse. Jeezy was always.
But it was a big
Jeezy.
part of his come up.
It was BMF in town from Detroit. Jeezy was already popping. See, this what people forget. Jeezy
Okay.
had Lambos and had millions of dollars before BMF.
Okay.
When BMF came down here, that's why they was attracted to Jeezy, because he was in all the clubs.
Had his own thing.
Jeezy
going on.
was the guy who showed BMF around. He took them on a tour.
Okay.
You know what I mean? We're going to go to Magic City. I'm going to take y'all to this club. I'm going to take y'all to that club. So it looked like he was a part of BMF when really he was taking them around and showing them around. These the guys from Detroit, and him and his relationship with Meech was like brothers.
Yeah.
So I got y'all. I'm going to take y'all around. I'm going to show y'all what's up. So you'll see Jeezy in the club always standing in the forefront. He already had the record.
Because they were him anyway.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Trap or Die is out.
Oh,
you
that
know
was
what
so
I mean?
major. That was a big CD.
I remember that, like you know what I'm saying. Pesh, Meech, that, you know, his family. Shout out to BMF. Shout out to the whole.
Yeah, I remember he
But
was
to
on.
answer Devin question, I just feel like just always staying on your P's and Q's, keeping something new going on.
Yeah.
You know, keeping some content, keeping people involved in my life and what I got going on. I think that's how I keep myself, even without putting out constant music, I still keep people interested in my life and what I got going on.
Yeah. Well, you're in the right place for it. It's just, even on my staff, like, you know, DJ Monte is on my staff. He did the new T-Pain
yeah,
record.
yeah,
He
Monte
did
family.
he did Flow Ride and Low, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
Walk It Out and all those
Yeah.
records, just like talking to him, it's just a wealth of knowledge. It's just like, damn.
Monte, bro, I love. Shout out to DJ Monte, bro. That's one of the DJs that I can hit or I talk to or comment on, and he comment back, or
Yeah.
I text. He like, bro, that's family. He be like, man, bro, I love what you doing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I
he's
can
cold.
say I love what you doing back, like,
He's
Yeah.
cold. I mean, you know,
and humble.
yeah.
Very.
And he's an Atlanta legend. I mean, Big Oomp, you know what I'm saying? Big
yeah.
Oomp Camp, all that. You know what I mean? Like,
I remember
A legend.
them. They big. What was the song? Walk It Out. Was it Walk It Out?
I mean,
Big
Oomp
Oomp.
responsible.
it
for
was a
so
whole
many
movement.
records.
Yeah.
A whole
Yeah, it was
movement.
a whole movement.
You talk about so many. Oomp on the south side, man. Shout out to Oomp with all the property.
Not without a property. Property.
Not a problem.
For sure, man. Hey, it's been a pleasure. You anything you want to tap into or shout out? How can people follow you?
Man, you know, you can follow me. That's Devin, DEVIN _ Steel, STEEL. Like Steele is in like a steel plate, not steel like to steal something. All right, so that's Devin _ Steel, and you know, the email is Devin, DEVIN Steel @gmail. You want to send me any music, correspond with me, hit me up, man. But man, I appreciate the love, and you know,
We
as
appreciate
always,
you.
look forward to doing more, and man, getting out and about, and you know, whatever I can do to help out and be that resource, you know, let me know, and I appreciate the reciprocation.
Absolutely, absolutely. Any of your next events coming up, man, make sure if you need a host, make sure Drumma
for
Boy,
sure.
Jessica Dine, we're in the building.
Yeah, no,
I will be there.
I'm looking for that. I'm looking for that listening event. You know what I mean? Like maybe you do it in a studio with, you know, you invite producers and DJs to kind of listen and kind of give you some feedback. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's put that
From
together.
kind of
Let's
direction.
put that together.
I mean, you
gotta-
Because we got so many songs. I got so many.
Yeah, I mean that's really.
And I'm kind of at a standstill. I'm like, do I put these? What do I put out?
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
you know?
Let's do that. Patchwork.
Oh,
Curtis,
yeah, I love
Curtis's
Patchwork.
family.
Yeah.
I introduce you to Curtis,
yeah,
owner. You
man,
need
I've
to-
loved it. I've been to Pat. It's been a long time since I've been there.
It's
but
so
I,
nice.
know
I love
Curtis?
it.
Nah, I don't. But I've
So
been.
you
It's
need,
been.
to, you need to meet the owner.
Me
That
too.
way
I don't
you
know him either.
all the way locked in.
Yeah. Yeah, but
You know what I mean?
man,
Well, I'm definitely gonna set that up. I'm
yeah,
gonna take
set it
you up on that.
Set it up, and man, appreciate y'all having me, man. This was fun. It was enlightening and
Yes.
you know, good information, and man, super dope. I love this facility you have over here, man.
Come on, man. Anytime you need it, I'll introduce you to the owner here as well.
Okay.
Big
You know
boy
what I mean?
shit.
We know we own the talk, so
I
we
heard-
introduce you with the
Out here in
owners.
the burbs.
Yeah, man, you know, out the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, they ain't gonna find you.
Nice and clean.
Hey, Shelby County tags, they ain't gonna bust your windows out here in your bag.
Oh,
None of that.
and take your ties.
None
Oh,
of that.
Lord, it's getting bad.
No
in the
ATL
lab.
scoop out
Buckhead
here.
Yeah.
or Atlanta, it might happen though. So be careful,
they
man.
crazy?
Yeah,
It's been a
500 deductible. Look, hey man, y'all stop busting my window, man. I'm paying $1,500 a month on broken
Give me a
windows.
break.
God damn, nigga
Hey,
ain't
look.
even taking shit, just baking a window for no reason.
Look, I live in Sandy Springs. They got me so shook though. Like, if
Wow.
I'm making a stop, I don't even bring my backpack home. I leave my laptop.
No, the new keep. Put your backpack in the trunk.
You got to do something.
You see in the
It's
trunk
like
of that G-Wagon.
Look, some people just leave their windows down now when they
Yeah, I
park. They
agree.
just leave them
Yeah.
down. Look, you ain't gotta
Yeah.
bust them.
My
just,
manners to do that, man. It's quick. They just leave the windows down.
You finna bust my windows, shit.
Hey man, Beauty and the Beats, Jessica Down. I go by the name of Drumma Boy. Appreciate y'all having a wonderful time with us. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Devin Steel in the
Yeah.
building, and we out of here. Man.
Listen to this track, bitch.
Oh man, custom theme music.
You already know.
That song playing the notes. I feel you know.